Welcome, everybody, to another new episode of the OTT Podcast. My name is Tyler Thompson, I'm the editor-in-chief of Kentucky Sports Radio. And for this episode, I'm joined by fake Barney. Barney, how you doing?
I'm doing all right. I'm right now trying to navigate over from wheelchairlovers.com, which was the writing was so bad in this part of the half of the season that actually ended up being a huge plot point.
Yeah, we'll get to that. So if you are just tuning in, if you just downloaded the latest episode of the podcast and you're like, what the heck are they talking about? We decided to rewatch, or in Barney's case, watch Friday Night Lights, the TV series, because I don't know about you, we've run out of things to watch on Netflix. I mean, we were watching some really terrible television. And I was like, you know what, let's just dive into a good series that I know is good. It gives us some good podcasts.
And you've been trying to tell me that for a long time.
I know, it's so good. And it'll get you ready for football season, which, cross your fingers, we're going to have.
And it's just, it's kind of wholesome. It's not very stressful. It's a good, I heard Matt Jones on the radio today say that he's rewatching Breaking Bad. Like, how can you watch something so dark during the, I mean, I'm glad you felt the same way, because when I heard that, I was like, you've got to be kidding me. And Tomlin was watching the Perry Mason, which was also really dark. And, we're not doing that. We're going to watch Buddy Garrity.
Yeah, Buddy Garrity.
We're going to watch Buddy. Listen.
Here's what you got to do.
Hey, you got to forgive me. Listen. Hey, you got to forgive me. You must forgive me. That was my favorite Buddy Garrity line, was that he told his wife, you must forgive me. You must. She doesn't must.
You didn't have to must anything. So we've already recapped season 1 in 3 different parts. We did the first half of season 2, and now we're going to tackle season 2, episodes 9 through 15. If you're listening to this, you can also watch us on the KSR YouTube page, which our name is KSR Digital. If you're watching us on the KSR Digital Facebook or YouTube page, you can listen to us on Spotify or on Apple Podcasts. Either way, if you watch us, you get to see Barney's virtual backgrounds, which he has rediscovered the Microsoft Paint app, which is so fun. Right now, he's wearing Tyra's hair, which is really
season 2.
Nope, I lost you. Say it again.
I'm here. I said we're not just in here. We got Tyra's season 2 swoop.
Her swoop, right?
Yeah.
So we did the first half of the season. If you missed out, you can catch up on the podcast feed or on YouTube. We're going to start with episode 9 through 15, because this is the season that got cut short due to the writer's strike. So it kind of it ends very abruptly. I will start with favorite storyline. Let me see. I got to go through my little pictures here. Okay. Favorite storyline for me is, we kind of talked about this in the last episode when my husband Matt joined us, Reagan's redemption. So last we saw Reagan's, he was living with ferret meth dude. Now he's couch surfed with the Taylors. I think he had already stayed at Tyra's, right? That was the first half,
right?
Which was really funny. Their dynamic, I think, is really funny.
It's good. And every time that something traumatic happens to Reagan's, you know where he's going. He's going straight to Tyra's house and knocking on that door.
So he, at this point, is still off of the team. He's trying to work his way back, but Coach Taylor says you got to keep, not yet. You got to keep working on your character. You got to prove to me that you want to do it. I really loved Reagan's for so many reasons. There were so many great moments. We'll start with when he and Julie, because he was staying at the Taylors, went to a party, and Julie, because she's terrible, just gets really stinking drunk and is sitting around, and this kid starts hitting on her, and she's too drunk to be able to react to him. And Riggins notices that and sees a bad situation about to happen. So he gets them and takes them back to Coach Taylor's house and is trying to help Julie get to bed but she's just, she's like dead weight. And so he's like trying to sit her up in the bed. Of course, Riggins being Riggins, Coach Taylor walks in, gets the wrong idea, kicks him out of the house, says he never wants to see him again. But Riggins just, he tries to explain it, but he lets Julie kind of blame him, and he just lets it roll. Like, immediately, a really classy, like, move by Riggins. I think he's just a really good guy. What did you make of that?
I thought that everything you just said was nonsense, because what you forgot to say was that Riggins, when a tornado was coming, thought that it was a good idea for him and Julie in the hardware store to take cover under all these knives and like the knife aisle.
It was like
he sees the tornado coming, and he's like, that is like him saying, "Hey, Julie, let's make for the closest trailer park." Like, it makes no sense what he did. He was like, "I'll protect you, Julie. Here, duck underneath all of these sharp objects." It was like that part of Twister where they run into the barn and realize that they've got all these, like, how do you say, is it a scythe? A scythe?
Sickle?
No, it's like SCYTHE. The scythe,
I know what you mean, like the big, like.
Yeah, but I want to know how to pronounce it.
I don't know.
You're editor-in-chief of the website.
Well,
you don't use the word scythe a lot?
Not really.
Okay.
Also, speaking of Twister, we have like a crazy storm coming through here. So we're starting to get bans from Hurricane Laura or Tropical Storm Laura or whatever. So if this happens to just kind of cut out, that's why.
Yeah, well, maybe Riggins will come over and save the day.
Will he dangle scissors over my head?
Yeah, and protect you and Gatsby and Mr. TT. But yeah, so I think that all of his good deeds, bringing drunk Julie home, were canceled out by the fact that, they're both lucky to be alive.
Yeah, but there are so many other great moments with Riggins. I wrote them all down because I love him that much. Like when he's staying with the Taylors and Tammy's sister is there too. And he's like, whatever, I forget her name, but it's like, hey, is it time for Oprah? Let's sit down and watch some Oprah. Like, yeah. He's such a charmer.
He's got a little nickname for her too.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. He helps out with the volleyball team, which I thought was really funny. He tries to win Lila back.
Yeah.
And I thought in the last episode when he was like charming that woman at the church, it was just really funny.
That was funny. But yeah. Tammy still sucks. And you brought up the point of Riggins doing sit-ups and stuff at the house. And, they're watching him do that and everything. And what does Tammy do? She's such a little snitch. She runs to Coach Taylor and is like, you got to get that boy out of our house because Julie's looking at him, doing sit-ups. And it's like, come on, man. Like, she is like, snitches need to get stitches, man. She's such a little rat.
She went through a lot this season. I will agree it was not her finest season, but I mean, while we're talking about Tammy, she does kind of, by the end of the season, come into her own. Coach Taylor asked her to coach the volleyball team, and it was kind of cool to see her have a moment with that.
I agree. I liked her more, but that sucked.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough.
Hey, I will say something that you'll like, though.
Yes.
I found Julie to be much more annoying the second half of season 2.
Because she sucks.
And it did not get any more annoying than the moment where she looked her mom in the face and told her that she needed to recognize the fact that she had been doing a lot around the house. What has Julie done around the house? She has never done anything around the house. And she was like, Mom, you need to recognize that I've been doing so much around here. Like, what? Literally name one thing that you've done besides, pass out drunk in your bed. Like, you've literally been a waste of space in the house.
Totally agree. Julie sucks.
Yeah, this is the first time that I ever rolled my eyes at Julie and took your side, for sure.
It won't be the last, I'll tell you that. So I gave you my favorite storyline and my favorite character because it's both Riggins. What were your favorite character and storylines from the second half of season 2?
I liked Tyra more this season 2, which is just something else that you had kind of promised. The only thing and so I'll finish telling you the things that I liked more about Tyra, but the thing that really annoyed me about Tyra was when she got mad at Landry for not leaving his date mid-date. What was he supposed to do? Like, I mean, it's like Landry's out with that girl, and then Tyra comes rolling up in her truck or whatever, and it's all like, hey, what's up, Landry? It's me, Tyra. Look at my short, swoopy hair. And
why
he's
is she
like,
always
hey.
wearing low-waisted jeans too?
Yeah, I don't know, but yeah,
like a baby doll shirt.
She's like, hey, look, I'm Tyra. Look at my moles. Look at my moles. Look at my hair. And Landry's all like, oh, Tyra, you're so hot. I love your moles. And then she's like, hey, Landry, why don't we leave this parking lot together? And he's like, yeah, and I'm on a date. Like, let the man finish his date. Like, what did she expect? And then she was all like mad. She's like, oh, if you're not going to leave this girl alone in the parking lot, then we are so over, like, come on, man. Like, what does she want from him? But I like the Landry. I like that it wasn't a happily ever after thing. I like that it's complicated with them. But I don't find either one of them really annoying in the relationship. So I found that storyline to be a whole lot better the second half. Once we got past all the whole murder thing, I think it would be great if they got to the point that they could joke about burying that guy's body in the river, one day. But hey, remember that time that we threw a dude over a bridge? So hopefully that will come, that their friendship will get to that place. But I like their dynamic. I like that they're kind of super duper friends, but there's not really relationship thing there. And I like Tyra's.
By the end of the season, they were back together.
Well, kind of, but I liked the volleyball thing with Tyra.
Yeah.
I like her hanging around. I like her being at home with the Taylors.
Me too.
I also like that Julie's not the only antagonist at home with the Taylors, because Tyra is supposed to be this bad influence or whatever, and so she gets to kind of share some of that load. I really just like everything they did with her second half. So that was my favorite character and my favorite kind of story arc.
All right, cool. Yeah, you were talking about when Tyra interrupted Landry's date. That was one of my cringeworthy moments.
Yeah.
Because, and I feel so bad for the girl that Landry was on a date with, Jean, who looks exactly like Garth's girlfriend in Wayne's World.
Oh, that's a great call.
Totally like the blonde dreads and everything.
She reminded me, she played the role of Anna in the OC. Remember, Summer was the girl. We all knew that Summer was the girl, but Anna was the girl from Pittsburgh who actually was the better fit for Seth.
Totally. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good cross posting there. I like it. Least favorite storyline. I gotta get my screen share going because I can go on for hours with this. Santiago. It's just terrible. I mean,
yeah.
We never learned enough about him for me to care about him.
Right.
And they tried, and it makes me think because the season was cut short due to the writer's strike, maybe they had plans for that. But I don't even think so because they didn't even talk about him for the last 3 or 4 episodes.
Yeah. And what happened to the actor? Did he just tell him, hey, huge part. We finally, and it's you can't get to know every football player on the team, but there's only there's 40 people. I don't know how many people are on a football team. I don't know high school, but there's 40 people or 50 people on the team. We only can name 6 or 7, and it's so you're going to give this guy a big enough role, dynamic with him and Buddy, and then he just disappears.
Yeah, I really didn't like it. I think they tried in one episode where they had his friends from jail or whatever come and party at his house, or he was staying with Buddy. So a little background, if you're just tuning into this and you're like, I don't even remember who Santiago was, I wouldn't blame you because he was that forgettable. He was one of the kids in juvie that Lila decided she wanted to go speak as a part of her born again Christian thing, she wanted to go speak at a prison and try to volunteer and help. And she's one of the kids that she met, and he was getting out, and she volunteered to help him out. So he ends up staying with Buddy Garrity. And I would argue that Santiago was more of a Buddy Garrity character arc thing.
Yes, I agree.
Because, we see Buddy had such a bad end to season 1 where he had the affair and he was getting drunk and passing out at parties, and it was just a mess. So I feel like this was the writer's way of showing that Buddy can actually be a caring father, even though he's not being a caring father to his own children.
Right.
Which is neither here nor there.
How is that not a violation, though, for him to live with Buddy?
It's gotta be.
He's the booster of all boosters.
Yeah. He looks like Brad Calipari, which once you see it, you just can't not see it.
Yeah, he really does.
I know. So that was my least favorite storyline. I had 3 follow-ups, runner-ups. The Lila doing the Christian radio show was stupid.
That was dumb. I guess it's so that we can, meet that guy. But what happens to him?
Do you know who that guy is?
I feel like I do from somewhere. The actor.
He's Logan from Gilmore Girls.
Oh, I never watched that.
Gilmore Girls. Oh, it's really good.
No, you must have me confused with one of your loser friends.
But so I didn't like that storyline. I thought the Carlota storyline was awful.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was one of your takeaways, but so Carlota is the nurse they have for Grandma Saracen, who moves in. She's from Guatemala. She's very bossy and is just kind of taking over the house and is I'm going to, get this house in shape, which somebody needed to be fair. But it's a big adjustment for Saracen and his grandmother. And of course, because season 2 is a soap opera, Saracen falls in love with her.
Yeah.
I'll take down the picture of Santiago now, but
yeah,
I thought that was completely.
I thought it was the only thing I liked about it was a good way to get rid of that Saracen's girlfriend with the big mouth.
What did you think of her? You kind of mentioned.
Oh, she was the worst. Yeah, I didn't like her at all. She had zero personality. She brought zero to it. I think that like I said in the last episode, my favorite part about her was when Saracen told her that they need to have an open relationship, and how she just completely lost it.
Right.
So she was worth it for that. But I thought the Carlota thing was kind of, it was kind of hot. I mean, grandma come in the room and he had to throw her on the floor and stuff. I mean, it was, that's kind of big time. It was so
stupid because there's no way that Matt Saracen would end up with someone like her. I mean, I know that the circumstances had some play in it. Also Smash's storyline was one of my least favorites, although the ending of it was a little bittersweet. So last we left Smash, he had offers from TMU, which is the school he wanted to go to, Alabama. He was getting all of the big offers, and then his storyline, which it must be Friday Night Lights when you have a very special episode of storyline.
Right.
He was dating a white girl, and his mother and her parents disapproved of the relationship. So they had to sneak around. And so they snuck out to the movie theater, and Smash's, excuse was, well, I'm taking my little sister to the movies. And they ended up going to the movie theater, and Smash and his girlfriend are on one row, and the sister is a couple rows back. And
that was just, that was awkward. I had that for my cringeworthy.
Yeah, you can go ahead then. I was just going to sum it up that a couple white boys behind the little sister started making some remarks, and then, she told Smash about it, and then Smash came back, and after some back and forth ended up punching one of them who pressed charges. Big old mess.
It was a big mess, and, good so far.
So those were my least favorite storylines.
That was sarcasm.
Right. Oh.
Other than the top stuff, I really like Street and the Waitress.
Oh, no!
Yeah, did you not like them?
It's okay.
I mean, it just, it seemed kind of like it could happen. Like the date was hilarious. The date that he was with, she was like peeing on stuff or whatever, and then remember that?
Yeah, I
and
remember.
then and then he he got the waitress, and they. I mean, I thought that was kind of cool. Why don't you like that?
I
You
don't
just
know.
don't like the waitress or whatever.
I just wasn't a huge fan of that storyline. Like I didn't dislike it or like it. It was just kind of like meh.
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought she was funny. Like after she found out she was pregnant, and Street was like,
He
you
like
got
showed
to keep the
and was
baby.
like, yeah,
It's a
miracle
miracle
baby.
baby. And she's like, hell, screw you for telling me what to do with my body. Like I kind of respected her for that. I thought that was
right. I liked it primarily because there was a time long ago, Fake Barney may have had a little thing with the waitress.
What?
Yep. It's true. It was Buffalo Wild Wings.
The BW3s.
At Myrtle Beach, Buffalo Wild Wings.
Oh, yep. That sounds like a classy establishment.
And it's the only time in my entire life that I wrote my phone number on the receipt.
Oh no! You wrote your phone number on. Oh.
And it worked. Or no, she wrote her phone number on it. She wrote. Yeah, we had been like flirting or whatever, and then she wrote her phone number on the receipt, and I like wrote mine back when I gave her the tip and everything.
When you gave her the tip.
Yeah, so she gave me her number first, which is important for the listeners to understand. Gotcha. And then we actually went out on a couple dates, and so I mean I can relate to Jason.
You're
I could see the same how that could happen. I mean, sometimes you just have that magnetism and hit it off with the BW3's waitress at Myrtle Beach. Now you need to share your screen and let's go live to see if wheelchairlovers.com is an actual website.
I'll look it up. Okay. So you keep talking.
Are you really going to do it? You're really looking at it right now.
I mean, I'll look. You keep talking while I look it up.
This is kind of nerve-wracking. I hope that you don't get in trouble for going to something like that.
Okay, there is no site that's wheelchairlovers.com. So
prove it. Or are you like on Google or something? What are you on?
I just looked it up. Here, I'll open it back up. Hang on.
That's so gross. I can't believe you actually did that.
Oh, you suck. I'm not even showing it. You suck. Okay, so
you see any waitresses on there?
Yeah. Let me pull up my notes again. So yeah, I wasn't a huge fan of this Jason Street storyline, but again, it's a lot of these. It's like just not great. I even struggled. Reagan's was my only one I actually liked, storyline that I liked.
I like the stuff with Buddy and his family. I mean, with his wife and trying to get them back, and Lila, and like all everything that was going on with that. One of my favorite Buddy lines was, "Your mom is going to marry that little tree hugger."
And he drives up and like Buddy, Coach Taylor has to pull Buddy out of the car.
Yeah, that was awesome. That was
really funny.
Yeah. I'm gonna sell my wife. I'm a salesman. I'm gonna sell.
Yeah, that was really good.
You must forgive me.
This
is the Agree with Tyler podcast. You know what else I agree with you about that I wrote down?
What?
Baby Gracie is scary looking.
She's a weird looking kid. I'm going to look up a picture of her just so we can show it.
It's definitely the same baby actress in all these episodes. And she is.
Her forehead
is progressively scary. It's her eyes though.
Her forehead is like ridiculously big.
Yeah, she looks like an alien, and it's not okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to pull up a picture. Hang on. Not surprisingly, there are a lot of Google results for Baby Gracie. Like, I don't want to pull up one where she's old enough because
your Google history is pretty epic right now. Wheelchairlovers.com, Baby Gracie pics. Hope you don't get arrested.
Me neither. That would suck.
That would suck.
Let's see. Where did it go? I just downloaded it.
While you're doing that, this would be an easy thing to talk about.
Oh, God, here we go.
Worst season finale of any show season ever.
This one's pretty bad.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. I mean, it just ended, and that was it.
All right. Here's baby Gracie.
This is your notes. I'm looking at your notes with flowers. No. I can see all your notes.
Okay. See this? I feel like I'm in a. Here we go. Baby Gracie, 5 documents. Is that her?
Oh yeah. I can't see because it's. Oh yeah, I think so. But she looks older, so I know that she lives now. So that's good.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
She lives.
Yeah, that's definitely an older baby Gracie than what I've seen so far.
I think it's the same actress though.
I'm gonna make you put something in the jar for
Baby Gracie lives, guys.
Baby Gracie lives. Yeah, right. The old man just popped up on the battery thing and says service recommended. So,
oh man,
we'll hang with this as long as we can.
Speaking of,
let's go through those. Let's go through those awards before Barney's computer.
I got to pull up another baby Gracie picture because I found a great one that is somewhat spoilerish, but I don't really care because somebody clearly.
You ever written your phone number on a receipt for at a restaurant?
No.
Really?
No. Have you? I mean, obviously you have.
I just did it one time, but it's just because someone else instigated.
Okay, it's someone else's fault. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah.
Just something to look forward to for future seasons.
Yeah. Benjamin Button there.
Benjamin Button, baby Gracie. Have so much in common. Least favorite character, was yours baby Gracie?
I don't know. I thought Santiago was kind of weird, and I didn't like that. I wanted to like him, and he just annoyed me. And he was predictable, and it was just dumb. I felt like that we could have had some more friction between him and Buddy, and it became too easy. So, yeah, Santiago being weird.
Yeah, my least favorite character was I got to pull up my screen share again. kind of a random one.
Oh, yeah.
Tammy's high school boyfriend.
Yes, he was the worst.
The Mo McArnold. So do you know who he was played by? Because this is kind of interesting.
Clay Travis.
he does kind of look like Clay Travis. He's played by Peter Berg, who's
Peter Berg is the guy he's the director, right?
Yeah, he developed Friday Night Lights into a TV show.
That's interesting.
So he's also an actor and a director.
He also has kind of a Jim Carrey thing and a 5-head.
Yeah, and so here are my notes in case you didn't get a glimpse of them before. Do people actually dress like that? Because he was just so over the top. He played a real estate tycoon, and he during the series of the episode, this was the season finale, which we have talked about was not meant to be the season finale, but ended up being.
Yeah, it was so bad.
So terrible. So he comes back into town to do some business and sees Tammy. And, of course, for some reason, they go out to dinner with Coach Taylor.
Was so is this awkward. Your cringeworthy moment? Because that was so bad.
It isn't my cringeworthy moment, but he's definitely my least favorite character because he's so over the top. He's like a caricature. And, Tammy invites him to the football game and, he sits next to her.
She doesn't know how to act around him. Yeah, it was really weird.
So awkward.
Then he chewed out Coach for not running up the score.
Yeah, for letting the other team score.
It was just. I think we were supposed to think that he was really obtuse, and they succeeded.
Yeah, and so in the end of the episode, so the end of the season, they are all out to dinner. So Tammy, her high school boyfriend, and Coach Taylor. Of course, Coach Taylor and the high school boyfriend end up getting into a fight because they drink too much bourbon, a physical fight.
Right.
I mean, it was hilarious.
Yeah, that was ridiculous. And yeah, Coach Taylor was channeling his inner Ryan Atwood in a lot of moments here because we also had Taylor versus Dickies too. Oh yeah. There he jacked him up against the wall.
Yeah, that was
ever touch one of my team.
I almost had that as my best sports moment because
that was mine. That was mine. So
yeah. But one thing, last thing on the high school boyfriend, I thought it was funny that the last image that we have of Coach Taylor in episode 2 is of him hung over in bed after the fight, like the morning after, and like,
they're going to church.
Yeah, and they're going to church, and Julie, because she sucks, is like, I don't want to go to church. Yeah. And Tammy's like, well, we got to go, and she's like, where's Dad? He doesn't have to go. And she's like, let's go in and see Dad and the baby.
That was pretty funny.
And Tammy's just like, yeah, let's go see him, and yell bye louder, and just torturing him because he's hungover and he doesn't want to hear anything. I thought that was really funny.
That was really good. Why is my nose so red?
I don't know.
It looks like I've been sunburned or something, or like Rudolph.
It's just Buddy Garrity. You and Buddy Garrity.
It's my buddy. It's my we got my. That's it. It's like Spice Girls to become one.
Yeah. So what was you were just on a cringeworthy moment. What were you talking about?
I'm not sure.
Okay, we were talking about. Let's see. Least favorite character. I don't know. I'll just go back into my notes here. I had my Billy Gillespie moment of the second half of the season.
Yeah, what was yours?
Ours has to be the same. Saracen's drunk day. The day that Saracen just decided to be a total delinquent. Like, he ditched school. He went and tried to buy a motorcycle.
Yeah.
This is all after he's depressed because Carlota, the Guatemalan nurse, went back to Guatemala and dumped him.
There was that, and I had that written down, and I think it was Herc that had the line to Jason Street, but he asked him if he was going to get him some of that Y-bone steak, and and I wrote down in my notes Y-bone steak, Billy G. Just seemed like something that Billy G would say.
Yeah, but I thought Saracen's drunk day was pretty funny.
That was by far the winner for that.
Yeah, he went drinking with the Riggans, and they were at the same restaurant as Lila.
Yeah, and Riggans was setting up the whole thing just so that he could, have it make his little scene with Lila and her little man.
Well, and then he shows up at practice drunk. Saracen does, and he's just a total mess.
And the offensive coordinator is like, do you smell him?
It was hilarious.
But you could probably hear Jody Meeks or Josh Harrelson or somebody saying the same thing, like, man, y'all smell Coach?
That's the truth. Best sports moment, that's what we were talking about. You were talking about
Taylor versus Dickies.
Yes, that was that
was my best sports moment. But not the fight. It was the whole I loved him being in the office right there, and then I just liked the whole thing. I liked the game. I liked after the game. I liked Coach Taylor kind of being put in his place because it doesn't happen very much. You could have seen it coming a mile away that he had stuff going on, and that's why he was acting out. But Coach didn't see it, and so he grew a little bit there too. So I like that.
Yeah, that was really good. And the moment where the coach tried to put hands on Riggins and Coach Taylor flies in and is just like, get your hand off him. That was good.
I also had him blowing the shutout. We already talked about that, but I liked that too. That was my runner-up for best sports moment, just because I thought that was really cool.
My best sports moment was Landry scoring a touchdown in I think it was the final episode. But because it kind of put a cap on the absurdity of his season. It's like he started his season killing a guy and his dad who was a cop, helping him cover up the murder.
Right.
And then it ends with him scoring a touchdown and getting back together with Tyra. And it's like, it's all forgotten.
He's like King of Dylan now.
They just completely forgot about it. His dad is back to wanting to lick the bowl after the mom made cookies or something.
It's a good thing that we ran out of episodes because the only way this could get better for Landry is if Crucifixtorious won a Grammy or something. So
right, that's the truth.
Can we get Crucifixtorious T-shirts, because that would be a really obscure thing to. Well, I'm not Googling anything about this show. I'm not looking anything up, but I think it would be funny to walk around with a Crucifixtorious T-shirt and see how many people are like, oh, Friday Night Lights.
I think that those kind of had a moment. So the Friday Night Lights cast reunited at South by Southwest or
okay.
or is that right? Or whatever that TV
Comic-Con or whatever.
Yeah, something like that. South by Southwest.
South by Southwest is like a music.
That's a music festival. What am I thinking of? Like Austin?
I don't know, because Crucial Victorious was probably playing there.
Yeah, but they had some big reunion, and I remember I wanted to get credentialed for it through KSR, and like
that'd been awesome.
I had this pitch to make to Matt because like I was gonna have to go to Austin and cover this, and it was not going to be cheap. And yeah, he was like, "I'm not paying for you to go to the Friday." All right, so we're live again, guys. We had some technical difficulties. Barney's almost 10-year-old computer, 8-year-old computer kicked the bucket. So he is now via phone.
Not getting enough until we win another national championship.
Oh man, I hope we get another national championship again soon, or else this podcast is getting difficult.
Do I need to turn this way?
Yay! That's much better.
Okay.
But yeah, so I was.
Where do I look? I don't know where to look. Am I looking at it now, or am I looking at it now?
There you go. You're good.
Okay. All right.
But yeah, I was telling the story of how I wanted to cover the Friday Night Lights reunion, but Matt told me KSR wouldn't pay for it, which probably made a lot of sense, but it would have been a lot of fun. But I think Crucial Victorious made they had their own little reunion at the reunion, and they played.
Oh, that's cool.
Something. Yeah. So. But
how far are you guys right now in the rewatch? Where are y'all?
I just finished season 2 today. So.
Okay. All right. We're about half through 3.
Okay. Season 3 will be a lot easier because it's only 12 episodes. So it'll be a lot quicker. Just rolling through my notes super quick. Cringeworthy moment for me was Santiago's party at Buddy's, which was old
man, that was friends. You knew that was gonna happen. Yeah. But wasn't it sweet when Buddy was putting all his little things out? That was nice.
Yeah, Buddy's trying.
So much. Buddy and Julie, man. That's where it's at.
They're your favorites and your favorites only. My most real moment, which this is kind of a stretch, I thought the dinner at the Christian radio guys' family's ranch was kind of funny.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I don't know if you remember this. So Lila's dating the Christian radio host, and he invites her to come to his family's ranch or whatever. I think I actually have a picture of it. But I thought it was kind of funny because he was talking about his family, and it's clearly a bunch of rich white people, and they're asking Tyra or Lila where she wanted to go to school. And she's like, oh, I thought about, I'm going to apply to UT Austin and blah, blah, blah. But I really want to go to Princeton. And then they look at the kid's dad or mom, and they're like, oh, yeah, my mom went to Princeton. And then all of her relatives are like, yeah, but she never uses her degree because all she does is go to Neiman's. And then they're all just toasting white wine left and right. I don't know. Oh. There you go.
You there? I'm here. Yeah, because Neiman's was headquartered in Dallas. I don't think it survived the COVID, though.
No, I love Neiman Marcus.
One of them didn't. One of the big ones didn't. I don't remember which one it was. Lord and Taylor or Nordstrom. I think you're right.
Neiman Marcus was one of them. I think
I've been to the original Neiman Marcus that's in Dallas. So that's why they're all, let's go to Neiman.
I know. Gotta go to Neiman.
My realest moment was when Tyra said, "You make me feel too much, Landry." I thought that was so good.
Oh, yeah, they're cute.
That was realistic.
Yeah, they're cute. I'm glad that they ended the season on a good note because Lord knows they went through enough bad notes in season 2.
Well, that's what happens when you toss the body over a bridge, I hear.
Yeah, and we never found.
Some of the season I could relate to, things happening with the waitress, and then some of the stuff I couldn't.
Fair enough. Also, we never found out what happened to Landry's watch that he made such a big deal out of.
Yeah, I thought for real that they were going to find that watch, or he was like, your grandpa's coming in 2 weeks, so you're going to he's going to want to see you wearing it.
Yeah, what happened to Grandpa?
I don't know.
Another plot hole. Yet another plot hole. He's
protecting the president on 24 like Aaron.
Yeah.
I mean, another 24 Friday Night Lights crossover, Landry's dad, multiple year Secret Service agent on 24. I can't wait to see what happens next.
The 6 degrees of 24 and Bloodline.
Yeah, Tina Myers is going to show up and she's going to be like the rival volleyball coach or something.
We'll have to find out. So from here, obviously the writer's strike kind of ended season 2 prematurely. So we'll never know what the plans were. Season 3, as you guys will find out if you're watching, very different. So part of that is because of the writer's strike. The other part is because Friday Night Lights moved from NBC to DirecTV. And as part of that
really?
Yeah, as part of that deal, seasons 3 through 5 are on DirecTV, and they didn't have as big a budget, so they could only afford to do 12 episodes per season. And also, like, you'll notice the production quality is not as great. So yeah, it's an interesting shift, I will say that. Something that we can definitely discuss in the next episode.
There was only like one normal season on network television, and it was season 1?
Yeah, not a lot of people watched it.
Wow.
Which is insane because it's such a good show, right?
Yeah. Well, they got enough money clearly to get Buddy a golf cart, so I'm looking forward to that.
Right. Okay. All right, guys. Well, we will cut it short there. Actually, no, I had a tweet I wanted to read from a listener who sent us, I thought, a really cool point about the show. His name is Charlie.
Actually really cool.
It's actually really cool. His name is Charlie Cox. He said he's been rewatching the show with his wife, who loves it too. And they use the scenes of Tammy Taylor and Coach Taylor as inspiration when they make difficult decisions. He thinks there should be an Eric and Tammy Taylor Guide to Life book, which I thought was kind of cool.
I think, they could probably do some marriage counseling or some sort of marriage book. I would now buy it just because I think it would be entertaining.
Yeah. He also said the murder storyline is still the worst. His favorite season in season 2, or his favorite scene in season 2, was the confrontation between Coach Taylor and Saracen after Saracen had been drunk all day and all that, and
Yeah, that was good. Well, he agrees with a lot of our takes then.
Yeah.
That makes him so we like you.
Yeah. So keep sending in your feedback. Let's hear it. Subscribe to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, all of the above.
Good waitress hookup stories.
That too. Why not? Hopefully Barney will figure out a solution for next week, so you're not holding your phone up the whole time.
We might be in the kitchen. You never know. Stay tuned.
Kitchen. All right, guys. Well, clear eyes, full hearts.
Go Kate.
Go Kate. Bye.